Hello, my name is Mike Page, also known as Residual Current, and I'm on site today with Professional Electrician and Installer Magazine to tell you about Olympic Fixings Clamp for Fire. We're going to get inside, take a look at the job and see what this thing can do. So we're going to take a closer look at the Clamp for Fire. This is a completely galvanized steel fixing with an all-in-one design, and it's super durable. This is the larger of the two sizes, so this will get up to 30 1.5 T&E cables in there, and there's a slightly smaller one that will get 15 up to about 15, but yeah, more than enough room to get a fair few circuits in. And of course you could have multiple of these sort of stacked next to each other, accommodating power, lighting, data, fire alarm. So yeah, you can make a real robust containment system. It's resistant against fire, of course. It's been tested to be 18th edition compliant, so you know you're meeting those regulations, but it's also resistant against solvents, chemicals, and just corrosion as well. So, you know, our installations, they need to last 20, 30 years. This thing's going to last with those cables, with the rest of the installation. You know, you can rely on it. When it comes to the clip itself, it's very simply opened like so. You can of course have it fully open, but if you were, you know, wiring above yourself, you could have it sort of form like that, and you can just drop the cables in there. They're not going to be falling out, and it's just going to make it really easy to use when wiring. And of course, to close it, it's as simple as that, and it's designed to be re-entered over its lifespan to make our lives easier. Another way it does that is it has these beveled sort of edges, so when you're pulling cables through there, they're not going to be scraping on the edges of the clip. You're not going to be damaging the outer sheath, damaging the insulation, so that's really important. When it comes to mounting these, you can do them both vertically and horizontally via the mounting holes like so. So it's really versatile when it comes to mounting, and you can also just use pretty much any fixing to do that. However, Olympic Fixings have a dedicated fire fixing which actually complements this clip really well. So Fix for Fire is, simply put, it's a screw. However, they're well thought out. It's a standard 6mm by 32mm screw. It comes with a sort of corkscrew, a toothed corkscrew sort of thread on it, for lack of a better engineering term. But what that means is you can literally drill a 5.5 hole in concrete, and this will just fire straight in, no plug involved, and it's rock solid. And you can also just fire it into plasterboard and wood as well. So a real robust fixing that we're going to be pairing with the clamps today. So we're in the loft now, and as you can see, it's an absolute mess of cables up here. My job is to get these cables actually not only neatened up, but fixed securely in a fire rated fixing. We need to get all these bundled together, but first we're going to get our clamps mounted. So I am under a joist here, but I should get my drill in. Yeah, there we go. And you can see there the Fix for Fire has bit lovely into that timber. That's not going anywhere. I can just drop them in there. Maybe I'll get some tie wraps around here at a later date and just clip it on like so. I mean, that was actually really quick. I've got about 10 or 15 more to do, but I mean that was rapid, and to get them open again, yeah, it's as simple as that. So we're in this games room. That's what it's going to be eventually. As you can see, it's not quite there yet. We have got some of the lighting circuits in, but there's still some other AC supplies and stuff like that to run. So we're going to create a little cable run using the Clip for Fires, and then we're going to pull some cables in. And as you can see, it's just me today, so we're going to see how well that edge works, because I'm going to have to be getting a cable from one end to the other, and getting it done all by myself. We'll get some tools in, need to get a hammer drill out, and we'll start drilling some holes. Right, that's all them holes drilled. And the best thing about that is you're literally just drilling holes. You're not carrying plugs, trying to get them in and mess around with that. I've literally just run along there, drilled a load of 5 holes in a straight line, and now I just screw the clips up. So we'll get the impact gun out, and we'll start getting some clips on the ceiling. Right, that's most of them in. We'll get a few more in, and I think we're ready to pull this cable in. Right, that is that cable in. As you can see, effortlessly running it in. Really impressed. It's getting on a bit, so we'll pack up, we'll call that up and label it so I don't forget what it is. We'll go give our final thoughts on this. Perfect. So as you can see, I've got a box full of Olympic fixins for promotional use only, but I'm actually going to put them in as van stock because I'm going to be using these again. I'm really impressed by them actually. Both the clips themselves and the fixins. The clips, just the ease of use, the fact that they're up in seconds, they open, you can get, you know, cables back into them. They're compliant as well, which is obviously a big deal. You don't want to be worrying about that stuff. You know you're covered. And like here, we've already run in circuits on other phases where they've wanted more stuff. They've forgotten to ask us for stuff. So I know it's going to happen again, and I know I can just open up all them clips, tuck a cable in, or pull through them, nice and easy. So yeah, really impressed by them, and also really impressed by the Fix for Fire as well. I'm actually going to be using those screws for everything, not just for the fire rated clamps, but for everything, back boxes, other fixings, SWA, because yeah, the fact that you don't have to use a plug, you just fire them straight in, and they really do grip. When they grab the hard material, they really do grip. So yeah, super impressed with them. That's about all for this video. If you like this sort of content, then make sure you subscribe to the Professional Electrician YouTube channel. There'll be all sorts of content like this coming out, including myself, and there will also be a link below so you can find out more about the Clamp for Fire and the Fix for Fire from Olympic Fixins. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.